Ayan, so welcome no for our today's lesson. We will be discussing improper integrals no. So we have already discussed the basic definition of definite integrals and yung kung paano siya sinosolve no. So just as a review no. So let's say I have this graph no, x and y axis natin. This is y, this is x. Then let's say I have this curve no. Ayan. Yan yung curve ko. So, let's say this is f of x, no? Our general, general representation of any equation or any curve, no? So, sa definite integral, no? Remember, we have the boundary, no? Yung limit natin, o boundary, mas tama yung term na boundary. Our boundary, this is, let's say, this is A, then this is B. Diba? And this integral is written in the form of the integral no of f of x dx no from a to b. No, yan yung representation natin for our definite integral. Paano kung halimbawa, let's say I have this curve no. Let's say same curve. Ayan, same curve no. Y is equal to f of x. Pero ang meron lang ako ay yung A. No? Or kung meron lang ako ay let's say this is the curve f of x. Then ang meron lang ako ay let's say yung B. No, and we are asked to find for the area, no? Nung area under the curve, no? And yung pangatlo, no? Yung pangatlo natin, let's say ito. Ayan. Tapos this is the f of x. Tapos walang sinet, no? Walang sinet na limit, no? Walang sinet na boundary, no? So this will be this graph or area under the curve is interpreted as the integral of f of x dx, no? Yung ating graph from a to infinity, no? Then this one is f of x dx from negative infinity. Remember, this is negative, this is positive, diba? To b. And this one naman, f of x dx is from negative infinity to positive infinity. Okay, this type of integrals where boundaries are, yung infinity natin it serves as its boundary, no? Integrals with infinity as its boundary. This is what we call improper integrals, no? So, yan yung topic natin for today, improper integrals. So, let us solve, no? Try natin, no? How do we actually solve improper integrals? So, we have, let's say, our first example. I have here the integral of 1 over x dx, no? From 1 to infinity. No, ito yung ating pinapasolve na integral sa atin. So, meron tayong dalawang patutunguhan, no? Actually, this integral will lead to either a specific value L which is convergent, no? Yung term natin na convergent. Ibig sabihin, the integral converges to a certain value. Ayan. Convergent, no? So, kapag it converge into a certain value, kapag hindi naman siya nagko-converge into a certain value and it leads to the answer infinity, no? This one is divergent, no? So, ano ba representation ng convergent and divergent? Let's say I have this graph, no? Dito na lang sa gilid. No, yung ating function f of x, no, yung ating function na f of x, kapag siya ay convergent, meron siyang pagpapupuntahan na isang value. It approaches a certain value, no, ng x natin, no. Kapag divergent, no, kapag divergent yung integral natin, it leads to infinity, no. papunta siya sa somewhere, no? Hindi natin alam kasi hindi natin ma-determine yung actual value, no? So, yun yung difference ng convergent and non-divergent, no? So, dito tayo. Let us determine if this integral is convergent or divergent. So, how are we going to solve this? Yung infinity natin na boundary, ito, yung infinity boundary natin, we will translate this into a certain variable. Let's say variable t, no? The integral of 1 over x dx from 1 to t. Pero anong gagawin natin dun sa infinity? Gagawin natin siyang limit. The limit of the variable t, ito yon, as it approaches infinity. So this is read as the limit of the integral of 1 over x dx from 1 to t as t approaches infinity. No? So ganun yung pagsasolve na itong improper integrals natin. Then, eto muna, uunahin natin to, no? Yung ating integral. No? So, alam natin na 1 over dx over x or 1 over x dx is equivalent to ln x. No? So, we have the limit of ln x, no? From 1 to t, no? As t approaches infinity, no? Ayan, infinity. Ayan. So, ilipat natin, no? I mean, i-substitute na natin yung ating limits, no? Or rather the boundaries, no? I-substitute na natin the limit of ln t minus ln1 as t approaches infinity. Alam natin na yung ln1, ano ang equivalent ng ln1? Di ba this is equivalent to 0? So, simply lnt na lang yung lalagyan natin. So, substitute na lang natin the value of infinity, no? The limit of lnt as t approaches infinity is equivalent to infinity. No, so alam naman natin the ln of infinity is infinity, no? Hindi natin alam, no? So ayan, no? So therefore, since infinity yung nakuha natin na sagot, okay, our answer is, I mean the integral that we have is divergent. Ibig sabihin, it diverges to infinity. No, it does not converge to a certain value, but rather it diverges into infinity. Okay, so yeah, no, that's how we solve improper integrals. Next, number 2. Okay, so we are asked to find the integral of 1 over x squared dx, no, from 1 to infinity. Okay, so ganun din, no? So, we are asked to find, no? Ano ba to? Divergent ba to or convergent ba tong integral na ito? So, gagawin natin siyang the limit, no? Of the integral from 1 to t of 1 over x squared dx as t approaches infinity. No? So, sinubstitute lang natin to. Okay? Tapos, let us solve, no? So, this integral, no, yung 1 over x squared, this can be rewritten as, dito ko nalalagay, no? Ayan. Okay, so the limit of the integral from 1 to t of x raised to negative 2 dx from t to the limit, rather than, t to infinity. Ayan, sorry about that. Ayan. So, solve natin tong integral na to, no? So, we have the limit of x raised to negative 1 over negative 1. Baka siya naging negative 1. Diba, remember, negative 2 plus 1 over negative 2 plus 1. Diba? X raised to negative 2 plus 1 over negative 2 plus 1. Kaya siya naging ganyan. Then, from 1 to t, as t approaches infinity. Ayan. Tapos, i-rewrite ko lang, no, para mas maayos, of negative 1 over x from 1 to t as t approaches infinity. Okay? So, we have the limit of 1 over negative t minus negative 1 over 1. Diba? Which is essentially 1, no? So, negative times negative is positive. So, this will give us, ito, positive 1. No? So we have as t approaches infinity. Okay, so we have the limit of -1 over t plus 1 as t approaches infinity. Okay, so game. Okay, so substitute na lang natin the value nung limit natin. So we have -1 over infinity plus 1. Okay, so what is -1 divided by infinity? Okay, so paano ba natin i-imagine ninyo, no? And any number divided by 2 infinity is equal to what? It is equal to 0. No, bakit kaya? Bakit kaya this fraction, no, is equivalent to 0? Bakit kaya siya naging 0? Isipin niyo, meron tayong pizza, no? Yung pizza isang buo. Yun yung representative ng 1 natin, no? 1 in general. Okay. Tapos hatiin niyo siya ng isa muna, hatiin niyo isa, 'di ba magiging kalahati, 1/2. Tapos hatiin niyo ulit ng kalahati, magiging 1/4. Hatiin niyo ulit ng kalahati, magiging 1/8, magiging 1/16, 1/32. No, paliit ng paliit yung value niya from 1, no? From 1, 'di ba? Bababa ng 0.5, then magiging 0.25, magiging 0.125, 'di ba? So on and so forth hanggang isipin niyo infinite times nyo hatiin yung pizza. Anong maiiwan? Wala, 'di ba? Mauubos yung pizza kasi hinatiin nyo siya ng infinite times eh. So kaya 0 yung sagot ng any number divided by 2 divided by infinity. Okay, so therefore the answer is 1. So since we arrive into a certain number, no, letter L, no, this is convergent. Okay, ibig sabihin, the integral converges to 1. No? Kasi 1 yung sagot natin eh. Okay? So, paano ba natin malalaman, no? Yung ating integral ay, kung ang ating integral ay convergent or divergent, no? Based sa kanyang nature. So, meron tayong tinatawag na comparison theory. Dito ko na lalagay. Ayan. Comparison theory. So we are going to compare the integral itself into, no, into a certain, yung mas simpleng, ano niya, parang mas simpleng version, no. And to check, doon natin malalaman, no, kung yung ating integral ba ay convergent or divergent. Pero i-ano muna natin, no, general form ng isang improper integral. And this is actually known as P-series, no? Ito yung mga P-series natin. So, you will encounter P-series more in your advanced mathematics subject, no? Intro lang naman to, no, into P-series. So, generally, a P-series have the form of 1 over x raised to P, no, dx from 1 to infinity. Okay. So, meron tayong condition dito. If P is greater than 1, no, the integral is convergent. Usog ko. Ayan, convergent. If P is less than, no, less than 1, it is less than or equal to 1, it is divergent. No? So, ito yung magiging basis natin, no? In determining if a certain value is convergent or divergent. I mean, a certain integral is convergent or divergent. Okay? So, for example, no? Example, if I have my integral, no? X plus 1 over square root ng x cubed minus 1 dx, no? From, let's say, from 2 to infinity. Okay, so, kunwari, ayan, yung ating integral. No? Let us check using comparison theory if this integral is convergent or divergent. So, we have 3 steps, no? You know, check, at saka conclusion. Parang essay. Isipin nyo parang essay. No? Para kayo gumagawa ng essay. Ayan. So, no, check, conclusion. So, first, no? So, what we will do is, yung ating integral, no? Alisin nyo muna yung mga constants, no? Ititira lang natin yung mga yung mga variables, no? In this case, dito sa integral natin na to, ano yung mga variables natin? We have x and x. Diba? So, yun lang ititira natin. Aalisin muna natin itong mga constants na to. No, alisin muna natin siya. So, we have the integral of x over x raised to 3 over 2. Tinranslate ko lang from radical to fractional exponent. No? So, remember, di ba, sa ating rules of math, di ba, the nth root of a raised to m is equivalent to a raised to m over n. Ayan, tandaan nyo yan. No? So, yan, doon ang galing yan. So, we have from 2 to infinity. Ayan, dx. Sorry, I forgot to write the dx. Okay. Tapos i-operate lang natin, no? Gawin natin siyang itong form na to, yung sa p-series form natin ito. No? Gagawin natin siyang ganito. So, we have x times x raised to negative 3 over 2 dx. And kapag ka same base, di ba, pag-a-addin lang natin. So, 1, di ba? We have 1 minus 3 over 2. This is equivalent to 2 over 2 minus 3 over 2. So, therefore, negative 1 half. Diba? So, pwede na natin ibaba para maging positive siya. So, we have the integral of 1 over x raised to 1 half dx. Okay? From infinity to 2. So, going back doon sa ating p-series form, no, 1 over xp. Ano yung pin natin dun sa kanina? Di ba we have 1 half? Yun yung exponent ng x natin. So, if 1 half, ano ba siya? Greater than 1 or less than or equal to 1? No? So, kung titignan natin, 1 half is definitely less than or equal to 1. So, therefore, it is divergent. No? So, etong ano natin, no? This is practically divergent. So, malamang sa malamang, divergent din yung ating original integral. No? Bakit? Okay, so ginagawa kasi natin na to, no? Let's say I have this function, yung f of x natin in general. No? Sabi dito divergent yung ating f of x. Sorry. G of x na to. Kasi hindi to yung original natin. Kasi yung f of x natin is ito, yung original, no? Yung may mga, alisin ko yung mga xx. Ayan. Ayan. Oops. Ayan. Ito yung f of x, no? This is f of x. Ito, g of x. No? And sabi, no, since yung g of x natin is kinuha natin sa f of x will always be greater than g of x. Okay? So, kung ang value, let's say, diba, divergent nga yung nakuha natin kay g of x. Kung divergent si g of x, no, it leads to infinity. No? Ito yung g of x natin. Malamang sa malamang, yung f of x natin will also be divergent. No? Ito yung f of x. Bakit greater than mas malaki pa rin yung value ng f of x kaysa kay g of x, no? So, paano natin i-test 'yon? Dun sa check, no? Dito natin natin. So, i-compare natin yung dalawang functions natin, yung f of x at yung g of x natin. So, we have x plus 1 over square root ng x cubed minus 1 from 2 to infinity, no? Sabi nga, it is always greater than or equal to, no? Greater than or equal to, yun sa nakuha natin, no? Ayan. So, yun yung 1 over x raised to 1 half dx natin. Okay? Tapos, kunin ko lang yung integrand, no? Yung integrands yung i-compare ko, no? So, yung integrands, so we have x plus 1 over square root ng x cubed minus 1 is greater than or equal to 1 over x raised to 1 half, no? Ayan. So, ano yung test points natin dito? Gagamitin natin yung boundary natin. No, from 2 to infinity. So, ibig sabihin, x is greater than, x is less than or equal to infinity but is greater than or equal to 2. No? Or, simply, x is, x is greater than or equal to 2. Kasi infinity naman eh. No? So, ito yung gagamitin natin. Dapat pag sinubstitute natin yung x, no, on both sides of the inequality, dapat masatisfy niya yung inequality. Okay, so we have, no, i-operate ko lang to, cross multiplication, no? So, algebraic manipulation lang naman yan. So, we have x raised to 1 half times x plus 1 is greater than or equal to square root ng x cube minus 1. Okay, to eliminate yung square root ng x cube minus 1, i-square ko na lang sila both sides. No? Para masatisfy. Para masimplify. So, we have x raised to 1 half times 2, no? So, that is simply x times x plus 1 squared is greater than or equal to x cube minus 1. Okay, tapos i-simplify lang natin to, expand natin yung square of a binomial dito. So we have x times x squared plus 2x plus 1 is greater than or equal to x cubed minus 1. So we have x cubed plus 2x squared plus x is greater than or equal to x cubed minus 1. So, since both sides merong x cubed, no, pwede na natin i-cancel yan. Magma-minus lang naman sila. Tapos, i-test natin, no. Obviously, this is always greater than negative 1. Bakit? Paano ko nasabi na lagi siyang greater than negative 1? Hindi to magne-negative. Bakit? Dahil sa x squared. Diba? Kapag negative number, kahit negative number yung i-plug natin dyan, disregarding yung limit natin, no? Magpa-positive pa rin yan. Pero since given nga, x should always be greater than or equal to 2, diba? So, it will always be greater than 1. So, satisfied yung ano natin. Therefore, it is true. No? True yung ating checking. No? So, for the conclusion, no, for the conclusion part, dito ko na nilalagay, no. So since true, no, yung ating checking, so therefore the integral is also divergent. So we do not need to we do not need to solve for the value of the integral itself kasi divergent nga, no? It will only lead to infinity. Okay? So, let's proceed with the last number. So, let's proceed with the last example. Ito na lang sa baba. So, we have the integral, okay, of 1 over 3x squared plus 1 squared from 1 to infinity, no, dx. Ayan. The limit of the integral from 1 to t of 1 over 3x squared plus 1 squared dx from as t approaches infinity. Okay, so we have here, no, so i-ano natin to, no, i-try natin i-solve, no. So we have sorry, this is not 3x squared, this is 3x plus 1 pala. Ayan. Ayun, kaya siguro namamali ako kanina. Mali ako na naisulat. Ayan, so 3x plus 1. Okay, so we have so we have here gamit tayo ng u-sub, o u substitution. u is equal to 3x plus 1, du is equal to 3dx. So therefore, dx is equal to 1 over 3 du. So we have, lalabas ko yung 1/3, no? Kasi lalabas siya dito. Then, di ba, rules of limits, kapag meron tayong constant sa loob ng function, pwede natin ilabas dun sa limit. So we have lm limit of the integral from 1 to t of u raised to negative 2 du. No? So, tinranslate ko na lang, inangat ko na rin sa taas yung ating u, yung 3x plus 1. Okay, as t approaches infinity. Okay, so we have 1 over 3, no? The limit of, kapag 'di ba meron tayong negative 2, that is negative 1 over u. 'Di ba? U raised to negative 1 over negative 1. So negative 1 over u. From 1 to t, no? As t approaches infinity. Okay, so we have here ayan. So babalik lang natin, no, yung u natin. So 1 over 3. Dito ko na lalagay. 1 over 3 times the limit of negative 1 over 3x plus 1. Tama ba? 3x plus 1. And as t approaches infinity. From 1 to t. Ayan. Sorry, nabubulol na ako. Ayan. So, we have here the limit, no? The limit of negative 1 over 3t plus 1 plus, bakit siya magiging plus? Kasi 'di ba minus pero negative 1 to, so magiging positive na siya. So 3 plus 1. Okay, so we have as t approaches infinity. So we have 1/3, no, times, i-substitute ko na yung infinity dito. So we have negative 1 over any number multiplied or added to infinity is equal to infinity. So infinity na yan. Plus 1/4. Diba? And alam natin na any number divided by infinity is equivalent to 0. No? So we have 1/3 times 1/4 is 1 over 12. And it is convergent. Yeah. So that's it, no? So that's for the lesson for today. I hope you guys learned something. So kung may questions kayo, just leave it on the comment section or you can chat me sa mga students ko. So I'll see you on the next lesson. Stay safe and God bless.